My, oh my, business has certainly picked up. What is going on, guys? It has been a very, very long time since I've done a SmackDown Live review, but I have to say, tonight is the night, part two of the Superstar Shakeup. If you're joining me, please feel free to participate in the live chat. We have a lot to talk about. Going to be going over all of the news coming out of this episode of SmackDown Live, which was a very noteworthy episode. The April 17th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live. It is certainly a new era here on SmackDown Live. We have a stacked roster, and I will get into all of the results of the Superstar Shakeup here. Going to be trying to do a screen share here, so hopefully this works out well if you're watching live. Like I said, thank you for tuning in, and we shall see how this goes. But without further ado, let's get into the results here, and I'm going to attempt to screen share this, so we'll see how this goes, guys. Here we go. All right, so going up here, hopefully you guys can see this. Here's our first pick for SmackDown Live. We have the new United States Champion, Jeff Hardy. I'm very happy to see Jeff Hardy back on SmackDown Live. Honestly, this is where he belongs. Jeff, man, when he was on SmackDown in 2008 to 2009, he was one of my favorites to watch. That was when I was just starting to get into WWE, and he really made that show his own. So I'm happy to see Jeff Hardy back on the show where I feel that he could easily be a top player. And that is, of course, SmackDown Live. In addition to Jeff Hardy, as we all know, we had The Miz. Miz was also drafted to SmackDown Live. That, of course, took place yesterday on Monday Night Raw. So The Miz, of course, great pick. I think he's a better fit here on SmackDown Live. Could easily be in that main event scene, that WWE Championship scene. Perhaps future Mr. Money in the Bank, two-time Mr. Money in the Bank. We shall see. But The Miz, back here on SmackDown Live. We move on here. We had Mandy Rose, who was drafted to SmackDown Live. And in addition to Mandy Rose here, we also had Sonya Deville. So the two members of Absolution back on the same show as General Manager Paige. So it'll be interesting to see how those three interact with one another. Big pick right here. Samoa Joe, the Samoan submission machine, the destroyer. He's arrived on SmackDown Live, and he's going to certainly kick ass and take names. Cannot wait to see Samoa Joe just dominate. That's all I want to say. I just want to see Samoa Joe whoop some ass. I love it. I love seeing Samoa Joe. I think he will thrive. He will easily thrive here on SmackDown Live. In addition to Samoa Joe, we have the returning Big Cass. There he is, Big Cass, back here in WWE after being gone since August. Wow, it's hard to believe he's been gone that long. But Big Cass, the newest member here of SmackDown Live, and it keeps rolling here. We've got the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka. So look out, SmackDown Live. That's all I got to say. Look out. In addition to Asuka here, we have the Good Brothers. There we go. Luke Gallows. There we go. Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. They're both coming to SmackDown Live. It'll be interesting to see if they reunite here with AJ Styles. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything's possible, but no Finn Balor, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. Moving on here, we have the Bar. We have Cesaro, Swiss Superman, somebody that I've been very excited to see make his SmackDown Live debut. I'd love to see Cesaro go on a singles run here. He could tear it up on SmackDown Live. We'll see what happens, but happy to see Cesaro on SmackDown. We also got, of course, his partner Sheamus. There he is. So the Bar officially moving over to SmackDown Live. If you guys are watching live, let me know how the format is going. What do you guys think? Should I do this screen capture more often? I always enjoy getting your feedback, so we'll see. We have R-Truth. What's up? Newest member of SmackDown Live. And the big announcements. SAnitY coming to SmackDown Live. Eric Young. There we go. Alexander Wolfe. And, of course, Killian Dain. Now, I was surprised here to see that there was no Nikki Cross. That kind of disappoints me there. I thought she was an important member here of SAnitY. I don't know what they have planned for her moving forward on NXT. We'll have to see. But, yeah, those three members will be making their call up to the main roster. And, of course, probably the biggest announcement, the former NXT champion with Zelina Vega, Andrade, Cien, Almas. This is a stacked roster here. And let me tell you, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what SmackDown Live has in store for us over the next couple of weeks. All right, we're back on the air here, and let me know how that worked out, guys. I could be doing more screen share stuff in the future, particularly from my review videos. Let me know if that improved the viewing experience, something I'm testing. Always looking to improve the viewing experience here for you guys. But getting back here on point to SmackDown Live, we had AJ Styles being interrupted by Rusev with Aiden English. This eventually led to a match between AJ Styles and Rusev. There was a DQ. Styles was beaten down by Rusev and Aiden English. Dean O'Brien made the save, and that, of course, set up the tag team main event. Styles and Bryan taking on Rusev and Aiden English. So that's how we kicked off SmackDown Live here. Of course, AJ calling out Nakamura, wanting retribution for Nakamura, continuing to be the king of low blows. He just loves hitting people right in the balls. So I'm really digging heel Nakamura. I think this is the best thing for him going forward. The babyface stuff, to me, I don't know. It just wasn't working for me on the main roster. I feel now, it could take that aggression and really become the king of strong style that we all know that he can. So, moving on here, we had Shelton Benjamin. He called out for somebody in the back. He said he wants to call out one of the biggest names in WWE, Randy Orton's music hit. Orton comes out, and it looks like we're going to get Orton and Shelton Benjamin, who is, of course, now split up from Chad Gable, who went to Raw. So good luck to him. But instead, Jeff Hardy makes a SmackDown Live return and takes on Shelton Benjamin in a nice little match here. Hardy gets the twist of fate, hits the Swanton Bomb for the win. And the look on Orton's face when Hardy interrupts him makes me think that we could be in line for a Randy Orton heel turn, which is something that I'm looking forward to. And looking at how both these shows turned out, I know a lot of people are saying, Raw, it sucks. Oh, it's terrible. No, I think SmackDown Live won, but I think both shows are more evenly balanced. I think looking at the rosters. On Raw, you still got, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, The Revival. There's still a lot of good talent there on Raw. Ember Moon, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Sasha Banks. I feel like both are more evenly balanced. Raw has a bigger mid-card, which makes sense because it's a longer show, so hopefully those guys that weren't doing much on SmackDown can do more on Raw. And I feel like SmackDown now has more of an overall balanced feel, because before the Superstar Shakeup, it felt like SmackDown really got robbed. This time around, I felt they benefited. So I think both shows, of course, Bobby Lashley as well on Raw there, I think they'll be just fine. I really do. I just want both shows to be good. That's all. Bobby Roode, thank you. So yeah, I feel like this time it's more evenly balanced. So hopefully going forward, we'll be getting good shows. That's all I ask. I just want good shows. Miz said he would be making his SmackDown Live debut next week, and he's going to kick Daniel Bryan's ass. We also saw Maurice and Mrs. Child. So congratulations to him once again. We had the announcement of Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose. Like I said, they're coming to SmackDown Live. Jey Uso took on Luke Harper, who pinned Jey Uso relatively quickly afterwards. Harper and Rowan, they literally beat the shit out of the Usos. But eventually Naomi comes down to the ramp and says, please stop, please stop, please stop. And I thought for a second there, they're going to beat down Naomi, but they walk away. So really looking forward to the Usos versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, because I know they have those two classic tag team matches back in 2014 at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Should be good stuff. We had Samoa Joe making his debut, taking on Sin Cara, locks in the Coquina clutch. He beat the piss out of Sin Cara, so no real surprise there. Samoa Joe victorious on his SmackDown Live debut. Afterwards, he gets on the mic. He says he will put Daniel Bryan to sleep, defang Randy Orton. He will humiliate and decimate AJ Styles and put the big dog out to pasture for good and bring the IC and Universal Championships to SmackDown, which could happen. I don't think it will happen, but hey, anything's possible. You got Joe in the Fatal 4-Way ladder match at the Greatest Royal Rumble. You also have him potentially facing Roman Reigns, which could be for the Universal Championship. I'd like to see it happen. That match should be for the Universal Championship, but certainly up the stakes. So there you go. We have Carmella's whatever they call this, Mellebration. There we go. So she's bragging and talking about, how, she couldn't have done it all without herself. And she said Charlotte became blinded by ego. And she says to be the woman, you have to beat the woman. And now Carmella is the woman. And last week was the biggest moment, in her words, in women's history. They played a tribute video. Didn't mention James Ellsworth, although in storyline that would make sense because Carmella gave Ellsworth the boot. So Charlotte comes down. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce come out. They begin to mock Charlotte, calling her a crybaby and a whiner and being pathetic. And they begin to beat down Charlotte. Becky Lynch, for some reason, makes the save on Charlotte. Did I miss something when they became friends again? I mean, I remember back in 2016, they hated each other. I was a little confused there. Maybe I missed something on SmackDown. But we had a singles match here, Billie Kay versus Charlotte. Decent match. Charlotte got the win, locked in the figure eight. Billie Kay taps out. Eventually, after the match, Carmella and the Iconics, that's what they're calling them now. They're no longer the Iconic Duo. Not sure why they changed their name, but okay. Asuka makes her SmackDown Live. Well, it wasn't her debut because we've seen her on SmackDown before, but she is officially now on SmackDown. So the Empress of Tomorrow, wow, that's a big move right there. Makes a save on Charlotte. We also have the announcement that the Bar are coming to SmackDown Live. Anderson and Gallows are also coming to SmackDown Live. Andrade, Cien, Almas, and Zelina Vega are coming to SmackDown Live. We have Rusev Day versus AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, as it looks like Bryan is going to get the tag on Styles at the end. Big Cass interferes, hits the big boot on Bryan, causes the DQ, and Nakamura also low blows AJ Styles. So it looks like we're going to get Nakamura versus AJ again at the Backlash pay-per-view on May 6th, and possibly get Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan. So that'll be interesting. But that is SmackDown Live. Really enjoyable show tonight. Really looking forward to seeing how the roster works out. And hopefully, please, Road Dogg, please don't screw this up. You have a really good roster now. Before, it was like the roster was okay, but now you have the talent. The creative needs to be there. Just give them worthwhile creative, and this could be a really entertaining year of SmackDown Live. I have high expectations now, so I want to see some good stuff on this show. There is no excuses now. So my grade for tonight's episode of SmackDown, I'm going to go high. I'm going to go an A-. I really, really enjoyed tonight's episode of SmackDown. Can they keep the momentum going? We will certainly find out, guys. That does it for my review for SmackDown Live. The results for the Superstar Shakeup will be down below in the description box. Be sure to check out more videos on my channel here at youtube.com/DanielGuys412. Be sure to click my like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGuys412 and my Facebook page, facebook.com/DanielGuys1994. Links are down below in the description box. I am out here, guys. Thank you all for watching and have a great rest of your night. Take care.